Om Tridevibhyo Namaha. Welcome back to Trishakti Healing, a place where we speak about spiritual concepts that will help us significantly with our material life and modern life. Now, I've been speaking to you about how to align our Dharma and Karma using various principles of our Shastras, and I started speaking about how Patanjali's Yoga Sutra give us very powerful indicators of aligning our Dharma and Karma correctly. And I've already spoken to you in the first part of this video series on Ahimsa. And in this one, I'm going to talk about Satya. So, Satya is a very powerful concept. But first of all, we have to understand Satya itself. So, what is Satya or what is truth, as they say? So, to understand this, our Shastras help us understand that we have to understand Tathya, Samaya and Sandarbha. So, every Satya has Tathya, Samaya and Sandarbha. That is, every truth has some facts, a timing and a context. Now, if you take the facts out of the Satya, then it no more remains Satya or truth. If you take the timing or change the timing of something, it again lacks that depth. Or if you take the Sandarbha or the context out of it, again it will not have that sense of truth. So we have to first understand this Tathya, Samaya and Sandarbha. Only then can we actually start living the truth and not enforcing the truth on somebody. So let's take an example. Say for example, you have a certain role in an organization and you're supposed to do something with a certain level of quality. And today you are only able to get a quality score of 6 on 10. Whereas actually you're expected to do 8 or 9 or 10. Now, what is the Satya in this? So let's break that down. What's the fact? The fact of the matter is that your capability and your capacity is only enough for you to get a score of 6. What's the timing? The timing is with maybe 8 or 10 or 15 years of experience, you are at this level. What is the context? The context is with that organization, given the manager, given the people, you're only able to get this. This is how we understand Satya. So that Satya has those 3 parts and you change any one of them and the truth can change. Like say for example, add a few more years of experience and maybe your things can change. Maybe change the capability and capacity that you have and the truth will change. Maybe change the manager or the organization and that truth will change. So that's how you understand truth and that's how you have to start living the truth. Same goes for your relationship. Your child is doing something. There is a fact, there is a timing and there is a context. Your spouse is doing something. Like you and your spouse have a fight. Is that fight the truth? Or you have to understand that what are the facts in that? Maybe you created a trigger. What is the timing of the whole thing? Maybe it was at the wrong time of the day when your spouse was very tired. Or what was the context? The context was you were not supposed to bring up the subject. Possibly the child or the spouse's parents should have brought up that context. So, there are so many ways that you can look at facts and understand what is the truth of a situation. So, living the truth is very important, for which you have to recognize what is the fact, what is the timing, what is the context of the things. Now, you also have to learn to speak the truth. However, our Shastras say your speaking the truth has to be within the scope of the Dharma and the Karma that you need to perform, which means do you have some Vishesha Dharmas there, some relationships in which you have to do this. Now, I'll give you a very classic example. Today you go on social media, everybody is trying to fight each other. Everybody wants to create a revolution. Everybody wants to speak their share of the truth. What is your responsibility there? None of them have any responsibility, any moral authority, any moral standing. They have not even dealt with their own life. They are so sad and so troubled with their own life that they're taking all their anger out on social media. Instead of that, if you actually were so passionate about changing the country or something, take on the role of a politician, take on this role of a government organization or be a part of an NGO. Not just shouting and screaming. So you see how speaking the truth also has to have a context. So first, understand, are you doing everything that you need to do as a child with your parents? Are you doing everything as a spouse, as a parent yourself? Or are you doing everything as an employee? Are you doing everything as the citizen of your local community. Yes, of your country you are, but of your local community. Many of these people who keep screaming and shouting don't even go to cast the vote at all points in time. So this is how you understand whether you should speak the truth or not. If you have a Vishesha Dharma, which means you are a part of a relationship, it's your responsibility to live and speak the truth, like obedience towards your parents, or correcting your child, or being a counsel towards your spouse. These are all important aspects of living the truth, speaking the truth. Here you should speak the truth. But also our Shastras say that you have to be compassionate while you speak the truth. You have to understand if the person in front of you can handle the truth. What are they going to do with the truth? Do they need to have support with managing the consequences and fallout of the truth? All of these are being compassionate. When you practice these again, you live dharmically, your karma is aligned to the concept of Satya. Now, let's say you are not compassionate towards others. What will happen? That truth can become violent. That Satya can become violent. It can become a weapon in your hands, a weapon directed at somebody. And the moment you do that, you violate the first principle of ahimsa in Yama. So, Hinsa comes in. The moment Hinsa comes in, no more the Satya remains Satya. It's actually become a tool. It's a weapon. Again, Satya is lost, and your dharma and your karma will be lost. You're not supposed to use Satya as a weapon unless you have a dharma, like you are a lawyer, you are a law enforcement officer, or you actually are filing a petition or a case. Then you can use it as a weapon. Otherwise, it's not to be used as a weapon to fight against somebody. Lastly, and it's a very common sense one, avoid any form of lies. Don't lie. And that itself is practicing Satya. So all in all, the second principle of Yama is Satya. And to practice Satya in life, you need to know Satya itself, which is a combination of Tatya, Samaya and Sandarbha, or facts, timing and context. You have to live that truth. You have to speak the truth in the context of the Vishesha Dharmas that you have or the relationships you have. And you have to be compassionate while speaking those truths, not weaponizing the truth and avoiding any lies. You do this and you have used Satya to align the way you behave with the dharmas and the karma that you have in the relationships and the contexts that you have. Start practicing this, and I will soon see you with another one of the pillars of Yama. But my invitation to you, use ahimsa, the first principle, and Satya together. And if you have not seen the previous videos, the link to those are in the description box. I will see you soon with the next video in this series. Till then, Jai Mahakal, Jai Mahakali.